What's good, Dokkan Ninja Turtles? Welcome back to another video. So we do have the data download that came out way earlier today. Also, shout out to the homie Proton on X, well, Twitter, for all the info as always. But as you can see, looking through this for the data download, you already know that there's no Tanabata coins. I forgot to say that, and my mind was going with Tanabata pity and all that, but I forgot you don't get a pity for that. So I mean, that might solidify a lot of people for skipping and stuff like that. And there's one thing that I want to say because the Memorial Dragon Stones are in here as well, and we know we're going to be getting those. I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. I think it's depending on either, uh, I know it's either your first or your last number in your ID is how they pretty much go, and the higher that is basically, I think it's your last. I want to say it's the last number in it. Then that the higher that is to nine, then the longer of a wait it's actually going to be for you. So I would check and see what it is, but they do come out in waves. So just remember whenever it starts, and if you're like, oh man, like I ain't got mine yet, it's just wait a little bit. It comes out in waves before you can actually do your summons and stuff like that if you're going to use those as well. Red Dragonstone 9 is in here. So like that as well, because again, patience. You wait for the super easy A, see how this goes, and whoever you don't have, yada yada yada, pick them up and stuff like that. And if you have everyone, then go for the dupes and stuff like that for either the most recent or whatever out of this one. But can't stress that enough. Wait and don't immediately go all in on that one later on because you never know what'll happen in part two, or also if we have a part three, stuff like that, you never know. And they don't go away for quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. So scrolling down through here on the side, there are the promotion movie and all that stuff. You get the assets for the cars, which we've already seen all these. You get your serious fight, uh, and then you get Battlefield, and you also have the wallpaper here, and you can see Broly is there. But there was something interesting that was actually with this, and if I'm not mistaken, it was usually these are extended all the way through. And seeing as this kind of goes away, some people are sort of speculating that Broly is not going to be the part two Carnival unit. So it wouldn't surprise me, to be quite honest. We got a very unique sort of unit right off the bat with Golden Jita, so it's kind of like if they pivoted, like I said yesterday, I'm not necessarily mad about it at all. It's just more of looking at these units and seeing how they perform, and if I necessarily really do need them. I do know that Golden Gogeta is very very good, but just seeing around how that is and playing around with the unit and stuff like that, kind of want to wait and see what you really need and stuff like that. Because, like I said, if they pivot from part two and it's something completely different, then if it's really spicy and you're like, well, damn, this is the unit right here, like, then, hey, there you go. But like I said, memorials are there. We got a red Dragonstone. We got our special tickets as well, and then we also have a summon ticket for the Transcendent campaign, which I think these are some of the ones that we'll be getting for free as well. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I could have swore I thought I seen them in the missions and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, but I think I did. Yeah, these are cool single summon missions. One ticket allows you to perform a single summon event where the tickets can be used. So again, they're valid until October the 10th. These specials are actually valid until September the 29th. And obviously, the actual tickets that are bought for the Dokkan Fest tickets, they're going to be available and basically usable until October the 6th. So you actually have quite a bit of time for this one. We do get a unique um, new title here as well. More Gogeta Glaze. I know some people are probably a little about that one. Battle motions. If you haven't necessarily already seen these, I had already seen these, but I'm just gonna pop them up right here because some people may not have actually seen this one. Pretty cool. We have finally got Z Broly some more some battle motions and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool there. And then Gogeta, base Gogeta's battle motion here. So all the base Gogetas, I think if I'm not mistaken, all the base Gogetas should have their battle motions, unless there's one of them that's not necessarily on here. But let me go ahead and click that back off because that stopped there. But assets look pretty cool, and I think that might have been necessarily it for the data download as of what we can see out of this currently right now. And again, it wasn't extremely massive with all the stuff that we necessarily was pretty much looking for to this one. And the people that do, look for the data downloads just to make sure seeing everything. Like I said, these tickets that we're going to be getting, I might say that we'll probably be able to wish for them for the Perunga as well too. I'm going to assume if there's the ones for which if I'm not mistaken, I could have swore I thought I seen them. Oh, there was actually for the JP side as well too. Before I forget, for the JP players and stuff like that, um, they actually had a little bit more. And this is all the qualification stuff for I guess the upcoming live stream that they're going to do, and rewards and all the stuff that's going to be out with that. So they actually have application tickets for 10-year anniversary raffle entry for the giveaway campaign. And then you can see down here that they have the purple one as well that are proof that you applied for a real life incentive. And then same thing for proof of entry for 100 Dragon Stones. And then basically it's just going to be like a proof of entry for a bunch of things like Elder Kai's here. And then also 100 Link Orbs large. So I didn't want to leave that out, but that's actually in here as well on this side. So yeah, it's looking somewhat whatever, depending on how this celebration, this study goes at the end of it. This could be probably a blessing in disguise for some people in the community. That's like, hey, I'm gonna skip. Like it could be this one. Like you said, you never know what'll happen in part two. They could literally pivot to something else and actually bring something extremely spicy. I do think obviously Golden Gogeta is spicy, but you know how a lot of people are. A lot of people are going to be skipping and stuff like that for this one because they're going to be waiting for the 11th year anniversary, especially if it's pretty much at this point looking like this is going to be the real destination for Daima. I don't blame you whatsoever at all, but that's what it's probably looking like. So I can see where the skipping is coming from for a lot of people that were commenting on videos and stuff like that, and even live streams. So I can definitely see it. It wasn't too crazy really of a data download. It's just a couple of things that was in there. I wanted to see if it was there, but I could have swore it was. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they were the ones that were actually in the missions and stuff like that. Cool, cool. So this is the upcoming panel missions and stuff. Cool. That's what I thought. That is exactly what I thought, that they were actually in there as well. So yeah, Final Form. Someone said Final Form cooler easy A. Eh, you never know. Like there's a list of things that could be getting easy A. Well, easy A's if they do show it off tonight in the actual campaign and stuff like that. That'd be great for me to get up in the morning, or well come home in the morning and actually make the video, seeing everything, stuff like that. So looking forward to the rest of the easy A's that actually gets shown, if it's going to be just golden freezes, or if they actually are going to pivot and do cooler ZZAs in here as well, sort of giving Wicked Bloodline some really big buff in 2025, which would be insane because let's be honest, that whole sort of category would be kind of fun to run nowadays. And cooler, technically both coolers, the metal cooler and also the final form coolers, easy A's would be pretty outstanding. And I'm very much willing to see what they're going to do, since cooler needs to get hit to build up metal cooler. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with that, because that kind of sort of gives me an idea of Orange Piccolo as well whenever he gets his easy A. Because units like that, it's kind of like, okay, what are you really gonna do with an easy A in 2025 with that? Like how crazy of a unit is that actually gonna be? Because low key Piccolo with a very good easy A, I feel like he should be somewhere best case scenarios of like, on if you see like Dokkan Worlds thumbnails and stuff like that, and see like 300 million or something like that, best case scenario. You know what I'm saying? And also that Orange Piccolo active that he got, like you know what I'm saying. Like it should be going crazy. That's all I'm saying. It should be going very crazy. So we'll see how that goes on this one. Let me know in the comment section below how you guys feel, and if you're going to be immediately summoning to not or not. Because hold on, wait a minute. Matter of fact, right at the end of this video, I can necessarily go ahead and look, because I put up a poll very late last night, seeing what you guys were going to do. So I'm gonna do this like low key in real time. Uh, at the end of this video, just to sort of see where we're currently at right now. So yeah, like 11 hours ago, 10% of y'all gonna use Dragon Stones. Obviously, 26% of y'all gonna use tickets. 50% of y'all are gonna actually use both, and then 14% currently right now or is in full skip mode. That's roughly about how I sort of seen this happen. Actually, I thought skip would be a little bit higher from the amount of people that I've seen say skip. So maybe there was, some people changing their mind with their Dragon Zones and seeing all the tickets and stuff like that. But other than that, have an awesome day/night. Stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.